Hey everybody, Sammy here at SFI Sports Cards, back with another video. Today is April 22nd, and we have turned the corner as far as it being springtime, so hopefully weather is cooperating for everyone. Been a while since I put a video together. I actually started a new job, so most of my time has been dedicated to that, but I told myself I'd set time aside for YouTube, watching videos, which I have not been caught up all the way, but whoever is. And I figured I'd put out some personal content for a day that I had off. And today, we are going to celebrate a contest win. Well, actually, it's more of celebrating the channel that this win comes from, and that's Brian over at Hodges 1455. Now, Brian, I've mentioned on the channel before, I'm pretty sure, but I'm sure most of you out there are familiar with him because he does put in work, both supporting channels and uploading handfuls of videos weekly, so stop by his channel. Check for it in the description box. He actually also had a contest win recently. So watch his latest video. I believe it's his latest video. Last time I checked it was. He had quite the card haul for a $50 eBay price tag. So check those cards out. But we are going to look at the decade of the 1960s for this card. And to me, the greatest decade for multiplayer cards. I was generously gifted this 1966 Topps SGC 6.5 National League RBI leaders for the 1965 season. We got Darren Johnson, Frank Robinson, Willie Mays. Such a beautiful version right here. Big fan of 1966 Topps in general. And I do love half grades in SGC. It seems to fill out the flip a little more than just a single digit. Just personal preference. But, you know, grades aside, that doesn't really matter too much. As long as the card is looking good and basically what you are looking for in any kind of card. This one's a great looking one. Now, we're going to take a look at the back. Lots of names here. A lot of them you are familiar with, I am sure. Here we go. We have Darren Johnson, who led the league by a lot. By 17. He was hitting behind Frank Robinson. So we got Frank Robinson second, Willie Mays, Billy Williams, Willie Stargell, Ernie Banks, Johnny Callison, Ron Santo, Don Clendenin. We have a Jim Ray Hart sighting. Love to see it. Eddie Matthews, Dick Stewart, Vada Pinson, Willie McCovey, Henry Aaron, Dick Allen, Kurt Flood, Pete Rose, Joe Torre, Felipe Alou, Ken Boyer. We also got Mac Jones, Mac the Knife. We also have Bill White, former Yankees broadcaster, Jimmy Wynn, the Toy Cannon, and Ron Fairley rounds out the left side. And if you'd like, you can pause, check out the right side on your own time. Now, most of you, I assume, know the exploits of both Robinson and Mays, but I want to put the spotlight on Darren Johnson. Because if no one else does it, who's going to? So I might as well Give you a little background on him. Native of San Diego, California. One of my favorite cities to visit. He once hit 3 homers in a game against Montreal in 1971, but also tied a record at the time, hitting 4 in a row as he homered the night before. He had a big year in 71 for the Phillies, smacking 34 home runs. He was a quiet slugger, but loud with the bat. He was thought of as the next Mickey Mantle when he came up, as so many players often have been given that label, so, so hard to live up to. He played 19 games with the Yankees, hitting .174. No home runs before he was shipped to the Kansas City Athletics. Now, as a youngster, at the age of 22, he also was recalled for Army active duty in 1962. He played 100 games with Oakland before being purchased by the Cincinnati Reds, where he would hit his stride, finishing 4th in the National League MVP voting in 1965, while leading the senior circuit in RBIs, as you can see here. He played on a team hitting behind Robinson, which I mentioned. Also, that team had Pete Rose, Vada Pinson, Tommy Harper, and a young Tony Perez in the lineup with him. So plenty of RBI opportunities. He finished his career with 245 home runs, I should say. He never made an all-star team. But that was during, the outfield heavy days of great players in the 1960s. I mean, you got Mays, Robinson, Clemente, Vada Pinson, bunch of them. I know I'm missing a ton of them. Henry Aaron. He did win a championship with Oakland in 1973 as he came over from Philly in a early season trade for Jack Bastable, who never made it to the big leagues. He hit 19 home runs, drove in 81 in 131 games for the A's. Even though his career numbers might have been a little underwhelming from a history standpoint, I mean, there's, hitting 245 home runs in the majors is nothing to... That's a bit, it's a big accomplishment. But he had lofty expectations. But I don't think he'd change anything for winning a World Series. My opinion. But Johnson, he was also a terrific football player. In high school, he played end, linebacker, kicker, punter. Had several college offers, but signed with the Yankees. You can never predict how a career is going to pan out. So I think he made the right choice here. After his playing career, he was a coach for the Angels on 2 different stints, along with other clubs like the Mets, White Sox, Mariners, Phillies. Now that tells me, if he could coach for a handful of teams, seems clubs thought highly of his hitting style and baseball knowledge. If he kept getting signed over and over, that's what that tells me. So, blessed to get this card. Goes to show that while supporting great channels, you might be able to win a card like this just by making a quick VR for somebody. So everyone wins. So, check out Brian's channel over at Hodges 1455. Like I mentioned before, it will be in the description box. Beautiful card. Tell him I sent you if it's your first visit to his channel. But that's it for today. hopefully I can get another video out later this week. Like I said, I've been super busy. I've actually missed a lot of messages on one of my text threads, so just because work has been taken over, but hopefully I can kind of even everything out. But enjoy the start of the week. So glad you could stop by and check out this card. Be safe out there, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.